We are going to make this little Christmas tree angel now. It's a pattern that I made about 25 years ago when I was working as a craftsperson in Northern Ireland. I sold hundreds of these in craft fairs. It is quite small. If I put my hand there, you can have an idea of the size. I'm actually going to make it in pink now and in a much thicker yarn, so you can see better how it's being made. I have made this in thin mercerized cotton crochet yarn using a crochet hook 1.5 millimeters. I will first make the head, then the body, and then the wings. And to start with, I chain 6. So I made a loop and chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I join them to form a circle. Then I start going round this to make the head, and I leave the end of the thread inside there so I don't need to, so I can just cut it off. And then I make 10 trebles into this, and that's the British term for treble. To start with, I make my chain 3, that makes the first treble, and then a treble, just an ordinary one, like that, and chain 1 between each of the trebles. So I keep going round, making 10. So now I have 7, and I keep going, chain 1 and a treble into the circle. That was 8, chain 1, and that's 10 if I count it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yes. And then chain 1 and join it with a single crochet into the beginning. So now this is the head of the angel, and we'll continue straight up from here to make the body. To start the body, I chain 5. And I started it directly from where I had finished the previous row. And then I'll do double trebles into the space below. Double treble with 2 yarn overs. So hook into the hole below and like that. Then chain 2 and another double treble again in here. There, and chain 2, and then a 4th one that I'll attach it to the top of the treble below, so not into the space but into that actual top of a treble. There. So now we've got a little bit of that done. Then I continue chain 3 and turn the work and make a treble into the same top of a previous row, just from where the chain started. So this makes a group of 3 trebles. There. Then chain 1 and another group of 3 trebles into the space between the 2 middle trebles of the previous row. So 1, 2, 3, and chain 1 and a group of 3 trebles to the end of the row. So that's the second row of the body done, and then 3, chain 3 again, turn work, and a group of 3 trebles where the 3 chain represent the first treble into the first stitch of the previous row. Like that, and then 2 more groups of trebles here, there, and then another one at the end. So it gets bigger because I'm having 4 on this row. And each time chain 1 in between the groups. And here's that row finished. Now let's look at the angel that's already finished. We are now here, and now I'm starting to make these loops that form the skirt of the angel. So I continue to make the loops that form the skirt. First chain 4, turn the work, and then a double crochet into the space between the 2 groups on the previous row. Double crochet in the British terms, single crochet in American terms. There. Then the rest of the loops are 3 chain stitches, and I attach it with a double crochet in the middle of the group of the previous row, so that I sort of increase. So here, and again 3 chain stitches, and attach it in between the 2 groups of the previous row, and 3, again in the middle there, three, and then to get to the end I'll make 4, chain 4. There. So that's the first row of those. And then we continue making more of these loop rows. Before turning I chain 5, and each row then before turning I will be chaining 5, and then just double crochet into the loop of the previous row. And this is how you continue. Chain 3 everywhere else except at the turn, and single crochet there, and so on. So you just keep going, and when you come to the end you make 5 and then you turn. So at the end of the row I chain 5, turn, and then start again. Now I have made 4 rows of the loops. You can make more, but then you will need to increase the number of chain stitches, otherwise it will sort of start pulling in. So you would need 4 and then 5 and so on. Now I'm going to finish this skirt part by making a picot edge. We look at the angel that's done. It has this picot edging there. I chain 4, and turn, and then I put the hook into the 3rd stitch from the hook, looking backwards there, and make a double crochet there. Now you would often make picot edges by making a single crochet there, or American slip stitch, but here I'm making a double crochet, so it sort of makes it bigger at the same time. And again double crochet then into the next loop, then again chain 4, and backwards, and double crochet and chain 1 and double crochet into the next loop there, and then like this to the end of the row. So here the edging is finished, and then just cut the yarn and pull it through and finish this bit off. And then we need to make the wing. So the first wing, it goes in here. When you look at the piece that we already have, and I'll put the hook through here, pull my yarn, and chain 11. So chained 11. Then I'll make a half treble in British terms, and it's half double crochet in American terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Back to the 5th from the hook. There. So half treble meaning that you pull the yarn through straight from all the bits. Like that. Then chain 1 and a treble to the next stitch, right next from the previous one. And again chain 1 and a treble down here. Again chain 1 and then a double treble, or sort of a half of one, meaning that you take 2 yarn overs and you pull the yarn through, and now you go through 2 loops and then next you go through the rest of the 3. Why I'm doing this is so that it sort of goes up smoothly instead of making dents. And 1 chain, and again the same as before. So first through 2 loops and then through 3 loops, like that. Then chain 1, and for the last 2 you make full double trebles. So each time pulling the yarn through 2. There, there, and there. And again, one more time. Chain 1 and a double treble. And then you attach it to where it naturally goes, here. And as you can see, the wing turns upwards. Then I turn and make a picot edging on the wing. And I make this slightly differently just because it's in a different place. Chain 3 and then make a single crochet or slip stitch in American terms to the first one of those, just to the root of the, and a double crochet into the next space between the trebles, like that. So that's the picot, and more. 1, 2, 3, and pull the yarn straight through, like that, and get the next space and double crochet there, and so on to the end of it. So I made 6 picots underneath the wing, and when I turn it, no, we had it this way, like that, that's one wing. And then you turn it the other way around and do just the same, starting from the other end. You can use commercial starch for starching the angel, but I'm just using water and sugar solution. You take the same amount of white sugar and water and bring it to the boil very shortly, just for a second, and dip the angel in it, and then set it on something that it doesn't stick to, and shape it nice and allow it to dry. It takes a couple of days really before it's really hard. If you are in a rush, you can use a very cool oven, like around 50 degrees centigrade, and then you just put the string on it and hang it on your Christmas tree or give it to all your friends. So have fun with your angels.